Hello, our names are Dante and Noah, and today we will discuss a collection of crochet needles handcrafted by Vitali Vitalie that were donated to the Historical and Genealogical Society of Indiana County.
Though, at first glance, one cannot see the amount of rich history that is within these artifacts presented in this podcast, but as we go further in, you will understand the Italian craftsmanship and hardship that these needles represent.
It is with the hope from this newfound information that you will understand Vitali Vitalie a little bit better and see what these crochet needles represent in terms of Italian heritage.
Let's dive in.
Born in 1902 in a southern Italian town called Serravalle di Chianti, Vitali Vitalie was part of a family who valued trade and craftsmanship, which served him well after being left in the care of relatives in Italy after his family's immigration to the United States. His father came to America in 1906, and his mother and siblings arrived in 1908.
Around the time that the Vitali family migrated to the United States, an influx of other Italians were doing the same. By 1920, the Italian-born population in Pennsylvania was close to about 230,000 individuals, which is a shocking 8,000 increase from 1880, which totaled around 2,800. This increase was led by thousands of Italian families, which included the Vitalies.
Vitali was never educated in Italy, nor was he when he moved to the United States. Though that was the case, his father wanted him to stay in Italy and learn a trade before moving to America with the rest of his family.
After this decision, Vitali followed his father's wishes, landing an apprenticeship to learn carpentry. From this apprenticeship, Vitali was able to craft his own furniture and tools, including the crochet needles presented.
Following the end of his apprenticeship, Vitali moved to the United States in 1920, settling in Waterbury, Connecticut. This move happened at a time when the influx of Europeans was at an all-time high. Years after his move to the United States, the Johnson-Reed Act, or Immigration Act of 1924, was passed, establishing that a limited number of immigrants were allowed citizenship to the United States. Here starts the broader understanding of discrimination towards Italian immigrants residing in the United States.
Yes, Vitali did immigrate to the United States before the passing of the Johnson-Reed Act. However, racial tensions and discriminations were still a prevalent factor to Vitali and most of the Italian population within the states. The Ku Klux Klan, for example, started targeting Catholic immigrants, which included Italian Americans. Though Vitali may not have faced this type of racial discrimination, his immigration can be a broader story for those who have faced discrimination, especially for those who immigrated past the Johnson-Reed Act.
Vitali, however, persevered. During his time in Waterbury, Vitali landed jobs including the Scoville Manufacturing Company and later a coal mine. While in the mines, Vitali injured his pelvis and multiple ribs during a cave-in. While in the hospital for his injury, he dedicated his free time to learning how to crochet, resulting in the creation of the crochet needles.
Shortly after his injury, Vitali moved to Vandergrift, Pennsylvania, and received tailoring and barbering training, and he received his license in 1936. While living in Vandergrift, Vitali met and married his wife Inez. Their daughter, Faye, was born in 1937, and Vitali worked as a carpenter in Wilmerding until 1938 to provide for her while Inez stayed in Indiana County. When Faye was a year old, members in the community of Norrietown financed his move to Indiana County to be with his wife.
While in Norrietown, Vitali got a job at Digitano's in Salzburg as a tailor. He worked there until he was fired in 1945, and the following year, he began his own business. Vitali's dry cleaning and tailoring was established in 1946, operating its dry cleaning license until 1966, and its tailoring license until 1986.
During this time, he put his skills to use. He fashioned all of his own tools, including those presented in this podcast. He and his father created the loom he used for his business out of fallen branches and string, with bricks for pedals. He kept all his scraps for later use for his tailoring business, and he worked long into the night hemming and sewing. According to his daughter Mary, he was up working as late as 3 to 4 in the morning, which showed dedication to his craft and his hard-working spirit.
Next, we will delve into our artifact classification. All the artifacts described have been handcrafted and used by Vitali himself. The first artifact presented is a wooden crochet needle with two emerging nails on the end. This particular style of crochet needle was used to create a hairpin stitch when making afghans that look something like this.
The second artifact presented is a metal crochet hook that was wrapped in masking tape so that the needle was easier to grasp onto when constructing the desired project.
The next few sets of crochet needles presented are all handcrafted by Vitali, and though they look the same, these needles all show differences in their size. These different sizes of crochet needles are crucial for the art of crocheting, solely on the fabric and size of the yarn being used.
The last artifact presented has the look of a crochet needle but has no further description than that. However, the ridges on the design of the body make this artifact differ from the rest. As you can see in the images, this type of woodcraft gives off the impression that though Vitali chose to make his own tools and carpentry, he valued his own personal artistry and design to his craft, making designs like this. Vitali Vitalie is one of many Italian Americans who have a rich history within Indiana County that we got the pleasure of diving into. We hope you have enjoyed our podcast and hopefully have left with information that will make you reflect and appreciate artifacts like these more deeply. We are Dante and Noah. Thank you and goodbye.